just a gorgeous, gorgeous day out here. We found some abandoned stuff. This old farm here, abandoned barn, beautiful reflections. It's gonna be a darn good day. I can just feel it in my bones. You know, one of the things that I really like about photography is that how ideas can evolve. And for me, one thing that has changed a little bit is my perspective on shooting in those very, very early morning hours. I usually wake up around 3 and I'm on the road by like 3:15. And there is this time between, you know, getting on the road to getting to my first location where the world is quiet and still and it's dark out and everybody is asleep, and there's just this like serene quietness to the world. And in those moments there is like this level of excitement that just, I don't know, there's something that builds up until you get to that location and you take your first couple of shots, and then, you know, now you're off and rolling. But those moments between the drive to the location for me are so instrumental in figuring out what I want to do and coming up with new ideas or expanding on existing ideas. And I've been focusing more on taking images in those moments and trying to capture that excitement. So a lot of the images that I've been taking lately have been pre-dawn, really early morning blue hour, and trying to see the world a little bit differently at a time of day where most people don't really see. I've really been enjoying that, and that's one of my favorite things about photography. So for the last few years, I've been documenting the farmlands out here in Western Massachusetts, and I've really enjoyed it. You know, I made mention in an Oxbow Archive Revisited video that, you know, I started shooting out there and I really wanted to keep it confined to that area, but I did often gravitate towards other locations out in Western Massachusetts and along the Connecticut River mainly, and wanting to try to build a portfolio of work surrounding the Connecticut River in Western Massachusetts as a whole, and sort of looking at it a little bit broader and not just at the Oxbow. And that's sort of what I've been doing over the last 6 to 7 months, is looking a little bit deeper into some of the other locations outside of the Oxbow, some of the smaller towns and some of the maybe less pretty locations, and trying to find meaning within those compositions. Getting hot, man. It's getting really hot. You know, as I was just kind of wandering around the farmlands out here, you see a lot of stuff like this, abandoned barns and stables and livestock and places where they used to be, and some places off in the distance over there where they still are. But over here, this was this horse farm, and this barn is, well, in the process of being taken down. Of course, what you see most often when you have these beautiful farmlands, you see two things most often pop up where farmlands used to be, and that is solar fields, which I think is a positive thing to replace this type of landscape if it's going to be used for something other than agriculture, and two, are storage container units. They pop up like wildfire everywhere you go. They're everywhere. I don't know what the I don't know why there's such a big need for it, why there's so many of them out here, but you got these beautiful apple trees and this beautiful farmland. It's super overgrown. We're photographing it. We had these beautiful, absolutely stunning reflections in that early morning light of this like sort of pool of rain, because this is the rainiest year we've had since 1872 or something like that. So pretty crazy. So there's just a tremendous amount of moisture and water pooling all around. And then obviously this beautiful old barn that is no longer in use. But it's really interesting to see it in its current state. I never saw it in any other state. But yeah, I do find it fascinating that these places get torn down and the things that replace it are storage units. Sad to see the current state of decay of this old farm. You guys know I talk about the Fuji GSW quite a bit. It's my favorite camera. And honestly, when I get out and I start shooting with that camera, there is like this level of confidence I have with it. And there's a perfect blend of, you know, that running gun style. And there's also that sort of intentional image making that you can do where you kind of set things on a tripod and really take your time with it. And that's one of the things I love about that camera, is that it's so versatile and it allows me to do exactly what I want to do. It really completely changed my perspective on photography, and I think it's helped me evolve as a photographer. And yeah, this is the camera that I've been shooting with most. I've almost basically exclusively over the last 4 months have been shooting with this camera, and I absolutely love it. Man, that was loud. Almost gave me a heart attack. Didn't expect to see or hear that. Jesus, I don't know what that was. But I do know that these airplanes just frequent this airspace. Holy cow.